Media in Warsaw, where we take you ask where our webinar takes place. And those of you who are online, a very brief introduction of what we are planning to do today is that we already had a welcome speech and get together starting point. Right now we have a very brief words about Twist itself, and then after there will be a presentation about media relations on a tight budget, which will be provided by Kuba Wronkowski, CEO and co-founder of an agency, Quantum. In a very brief words about Twist, Horizon 2020, and Startup Europe itself. So Twist is the Horizon 2020 action that provides transregional web innovative services for digital and mobile entrepreneurship. The project is co-funded by the European Commission through the Startup Europe program. It could be also useful information for you that Horizon 2020 is the biggest EU research and innovation program ever, with nearly 80 billion of funding available for the next 7 years. And the Startup Europe aims to strengthen the business environment for web and ICT entrepreneurs that they, so that their ideas and business can start grow in the EU and world. Startup Europe itself has three main layers where they are building the value proposition. The first layer is, of course, for the startups. The second layer for the national, regional initiatives and policymakers. And the third one for the ecosystem builders like investors, accelerators, corporates, and venture capital. We are one of the projects which is being financed by the Startup Europe activities. The other ones are, as you can see, in the other countries of Europe. The local ecosystems are supposed to help startups in finding skilled employees whenever they are in the EU, access to the right combination of finance among the stakeholders of this market, but of course through EU, growing across borders, and access to infrastructure. What is Twist? The Twist of our project consists of the four ecosystems: Rome, Stockholm, and Warsaw. The ecosystem in France is being also supported by our partner Medialis from Berlin. Twist aims to connect four existing local web entrepreneurship startup ecosystems, and it's supposed to provide the new sort of services for them, for the web entrepreneurs, and focusing on the scaling up of those startups which are on these local ecosystems through involvement of the mentors, who are usually experts, top-line managers, entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, and venture capitalists, business angels, of course, as well, by the application of new models for business startups creation, by inclusion of process and methodology, and validating validating them among the four different ecosystems, and access to the right type of finance. Our ecosystems literally do more or less the same in building the ecosystem, but each ecosystem is a bit different. And what is important is to share the experience among them. Our objective is to cut the failure rate of web and mobile companies, developing the concept of co-living, co-learning, and co-working, exchanging methodologies and competencies among the ecosystem stakeholders which are in this project. So, for ecosystems, Rome, Lille, Stockholm, Warsaw, for realities, for networks, for mindsets, but one common goal, which is formulated in the Twist. As you can see, there's a great amount of experience among the partners of the consortium. This is the Stockholm one. Very interesting point I would mention and would emphasize right now is that something which is not so obvious, that Stockholm represents 3% of the population, but has 33% of the world's 1 billion exits, at least that were taken in the last years. For sure, we know such projects like Project Venture, ventures like Skype, Dice, King, Spotify. So those are the ones who come from Sweden. Deal and Vira Technologies. All the partners are major players on the markets, and as you can see, they managed to aggregate in the ecosystem major stakeholders as well. So like universities, colleges, labs, students in a big number, startups, and funding. As our majority of our partners also have a potential to invest in the startup companies. Vira Technologies has also 5 offices worldwide, so it also covers a little bit more than Europe. Rome, where we have partners with Lazio Innova, Meta Group itself, but also Meta Group in Poland, and Luisen Labs, an accelerator. Lazio is also our coordinator of this project. As you can see, they have institutional investors involved, they have crowdfunding platforms in the ecosystem, accelerators, incubators, and co-working spaces, same like Vira Technologies as well. And they also found that they have also the possibility to invest in startup projects. Warsaw is blank, also to encourage you to see the website, Digital Twisters. I left it blank on purpose. As you know, in Warsaw is happening quite a lot, I mean, extremely a lot. Almost every weekend, every week, there are some venues regarding startup ecosystems, and this is really changing every day. But it's important to say that maybe at this moment that in another perspective of EU funds that will be available soon, or actually they are already almost starting, there will be substantial amount of money to support innovative companies and also business angels, seed and venture capital investments to these companies. What are the twist objectives? We wanted to help from the high growth, to help the startups from high growth potential startups into existing scale up. So this is the role how we wanted to make them fit and make them scale up companies through the access to the talents, through the access to knowledge, access to markets, and access to clients and through the finance. This is all done among the experts and mentors and infrastructure and capital that we have among our ecosystem. The actions that we want to provide are the co-learning, co-living, co-working. Twist offers in the area of the co-learning services, offers to startups coming from ecosystems the intensive co-learning services. The one that we, as an example, have right now, so that will be webinars, that will be meetups, there will be one-to-one sessions, also pitching to investors when the company are ready. So this is what we understand in the co-learning service. Professional co-living experience. This is the offer for exchange programs among the ecosystem for the startups from different ecosystems to have a residential exchange program. The reason why is to help them to be able to do the networking with scale-ups, sharing office space, if the partner can offer that, creating margins for contamination, access to the new markets. I will emphasize this role especially. What we plan to do as well, something that can enable us to build the range. This is something that we call challenge. The challenge is one of the main instruments we are using in order to offer innovative solutions to existing problems and needs. Usually that will be provided with corporates, including also, if possible, public administration. And right now the main event. So Kuba Pankowski, with his great experience in marketing, public relations, so hopefully we will enjoy and learn a lot from his experience in the field of marketing and media relations, especially those experiences that were dedicated for startups. So thank you. That is everything from me. Actually, if I could ask you to switch the presentation, please.
Hi everyone, I'm here and hi there. My name is Kuba. Thank you, Shishik, for the very good introduction. Uh, Today's topic is media relations with tight budget. Actually, we can say it's not tight budget. Actually, startups, they don't have a budget for like public relations or media relations. So today I want to show you like the whole process of public relations and media relations step by step. I want to explain you how can you cooperate with media, how can you find like the writers or the journalists, how can you sell the story, or how can you tell the story to the press. So step by step, I want to show you the basics about media relations, and I think you're gonna love it. And if you have any questions, you don't have to wait for the Q&A session. You can ask me. I mean, like you can write me or chat me whenever you want. So first of all, many startups still believe PR begins and ends with receiving a note from TechCrunch. It's not true. Like PR is the whole process. It's like building a networking. It's like it's a building like a network with journalists or with like writers. So believe me, it's not like you have to send like only one press release and that's it. And we write. PR is more than media relations. Yes, that's true. But media relations is a very big part of what I do right now. And actually, if you're like a seed company or if you're like an early stage startup, I'm serious. You don't need a public relations agency. Why? Because it's expensive. That's why today I want to show you in a simple way basic of media relations. And yeah, I want to explain you how to tell a story to the press. First of all, pitch. Probably all of you know like startup pitch text. I think that's the one of the most important thing in all companies. You have to pitch every single day. You have to pitch 24/7. You have to pitch your mom. You have to pitch your friends. You have to pitch the traffic lights. So first of all, prepare a short pitch about your company. Who's your customer? What problem is the startup aiming to solve? How would you explain that to someone? It's really important because when you make like the first contact with media, like with a writer, you have to efficient. Choosing the right journalist research. That's a really important thing in media relations because we have to choose the right writers or the right journalists. The simplest way is that you have to buy all the newspapers, you have to visit all the websites, you have to visit all the websites and see who and where are your journalists. Who are the journalists? Who are the journalists that write in your area? You have to get their names and their emails. What do they write about? Do they write about the industry or they don't? If they don't, that's not the right contact. You need another one. For example, you can just buy. In Poland, we have like Plus Biznesu is one of the most important like business newspaper. You can find in an easy way a contact to the journalist. Find journalists I think will love your idea. So check again the newspapers, check again all the websites, and write down the names and try to pitch them. Well, in our agency, for example, we have like a huge database of like media database of like business writers. We have more than like 300 contacts over there. Actually, when we have like a really good press release, we don't contact like the whole group. We just cover like 10 of them, 15 of them. So I think it's a very good idea for you that you don't have to pitch all of them. You can just pitch to 5 of them. Just build a relationship. That's the whole thing about media relations. That we're building a really nice relationship, like with our wives or girlfriends or whatever. Ask for emails or phone numbers. Sometimes in newspapers there are no like emails. So what you have to do? The first thing you have to just call the newspaper and you can just say, hi, I'm Kuba, I work for a public relations agency or I work in startup XYZ. Can I get an email to Jan Kowalski, for example? And believe me, they're going to give you that address. So it's not a big problem to create a database with all the journalists. As you can see here, it's Polish Business, so it's a newspaper it's a Polish newspaper. So as you can see, it's very easy to find an email address or telephone number. Just write it down and put it in your database. This is one of our database in our agency. I think that's the business one with business writers. You can do it in Excel, but remember you have to put all the like name, email address, telephone number, and what is important. Like every single month, you should update your database. Why? Because January someone works for whose business, so and in March probably he works for like for sports or whatever, and in a different place. So it's very important to check if the person still works for like title. You can also find journalists, writers, for example, on Twitter. In Poland, it's not really popular to find journalists on Twitter, but believe me, I think that's the best way to pitch to the journalists through Twitter. You can just find on Twitter, for example, TechCrunch. There is a special place which is called a list, and you can find all the journalists, and you can pitch them straight from your computer. And of course, you can follow them. That's really that's another important thing, because if you want to see what they write about, you can follow them. What kind of materials they write, and of course, if you're looking for some Polish writers or journalists, you can go to Post Business on Twitter account, and also you can see what do they write about and who's responsible for what. Choosing the right journalist research again. So I think you should start with the journalists that cover your industry. And what I said before, you can engage with them on Twitter. You can pitch them on Twitter. If you don't know them, you can just try and do it by Twitter. You can comment on their articles, or you can just call them and try to you can try to meet up with him somewhere. And it's like that, we can't live without journalists. I mean, like my PR agency, we can't live without journalists, and journalists, they cannot live without us. Why? Because they need news. They need some topics. They need some success stories. That's why they're waiting for us. If you can pitch that journalist, you can tell, hi, I have a really good startup. We're very good at whatever, blah 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 blah. Could you please meet up somewhere? I'll tell you more, or maybe I'll just send you some bullet points about my company. And usually they agree. Why? Because they're just making money. So they need like news, and they need some topics to write about. Of course, you can write an email, but in a non-promotional way. So not we are the best startup, or we are, I don't know, we have no competitors. No, just write a few bullet points about your company. Elements of the news. Okay, so what is the news? What is the news and what is not? The news is, for example, if we are talking about a business dealer, business press. If you launch a company, that's the news. If you have a product launch, that's also the news. Funding announcement or market expansion. That they are really important news. Okay, but for example, we're still here. It's not a news. I'm like, okay, we're still here, we're still making money, but we don't have any good topic to sell to the press. I'm serious, that's not a news. Or our existing product is really better than our competitors' new product. That's not a news. In all news. This is also very important, because if something happened like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, or for example 1 month ago, you cannot send it to media, because it's too old, and then we can just forget about it, and we have to send the news to media very often. And if something happened, if something happened, for example, yesterday, we have to send it today. Elements of press release. Usually, a press release is 1 or 2 pages, and typically a press release will follow this format: the location, the date, topic, sentence. So, what are we announcing? For example, startup XYZ rise $5 million. In paragraph 1, we should write what your company does, what they are announcing, and what are the immediate and long-term benefits. And in paragraph 2, give more details about the use it both for founder, CEO, or CTO. And what is next? Another point is your company boilerplate. I'll talk more later about that. And content. I think that's the latest, or one of the latest press release from Apple, introducing Apple Music. And as you can see over here, topic sentence. What are you announcing? Then we have the location and date. Then we have the what are we announcing? So the whole story about Apple Music. Then we have the quote from founder. Boilerplate. That's pretty important. I think that should be your homework. All the startups, they should. I mean, like you should prepare a boilerplate for your company. That's a short pitch. It's something like about my company that you could tell about your company in 5 or 6 sentences. It's really important in every single press release. At the end of the press release, you should put something like a boilerplate and a contact. Usually, they have to find you. Like the journalists, they have to find you. They need a contact to I don't know, to some from company. So you can just put your number, or you can just put a link to LinkedIn or to your Twitter or to your Facebook fan page, or to your profile. So as you can see, the press release usually they look absolutely the same. So we have the topic sentence, then we have to write what are we announcing, then a quote. Why we have to write a quote? Because usually journalists are lazy, so we need to help them that they don't have to call us again. Like, okay, can we get a quote from a CTO, like CEO? No, everything is over here. So that's why we should prepare the whole press release just like here. And of course, that boilerplate. I want to show you like a boilerplate, for example, from Airbnb or Evernote. As you can see, all the companies they must have something like this. So I suggest that you should do your homework and prepare something like this. When is the best time to send the press release? So the best day and best time. So the best day, actually this is Polish, but it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The best day to send press release is Mondays and Thursdays. Why? We didn't know. That was a survey, so usually you don't send any press releases on Fridays because it's before the weekend. Of course, Saturday and Sunday, not. Best day and time to send press release, usually between 10 and 2. You can send, of course, early something like 9:30, but actually the best time is 10:30, 11, because then all the writers, they just want to check the emails and see what's hot in news. So that's the best day to that's the best time to send a press release. How to distribute your press release? It's very simple. You should use your email, but of course you have to write your press release in a or you have to save a document as a Word document, or for example like PDF, and you have to just attach to your email. Of course, press release unlike an email, you have to write like a short pitch email. We call it like body mail. That you have to introduce yourself, your company, and you can just write it in bullet points, and of course you can send one press release to the whole base. Yes, you don't have to write every single writer like, hi John, I would like to show you whatever my press release. You can write to the whole. You can write to 50 or like 100 journalists at the same time. And of course, we have to remember that we have to attach document. Usually, we attach like Word document because it's very easy to copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. So it's much easier for the journalists to put it on the website. The follow-up process. Yeah, every day, thousands of emails will get lost in inboxes everywhere. Chances are your email will be one of the missing one more than once. Sure. I spoke to Anya Belchik. She works for Post Business, and she writes about startups, and she gets every single day around like 200 or 300 emails every single day. So believe me, it is possible that I don't know, she'll miss your email. So what can you do? Of course, you can follow up. The follow-up process, we don't like the follow-up process, and believe me, journalists they don't like it because you have to call them, you have to talk to them, you have to sell them the news, but you have to do it. So actually, you should wait at least 48 hours. But in my company, when we have a really good relation with a journalist, we can call journalists after like 20 minutes or before we send the press release, and we can talk about it. So first of all, you need your database, check all your contacts, and just call them. Hi, this is Kuba. We send you really nice press release about our company. We just priced like $5 million. Is it really good topic for you, or is it not? So you can call them, you can mail them, and of course you need your database with all the media content. Building press kit or press room. I have a question. Is everything clear? If you have any questions, you can. Any questions? No questions? No questions. Oh, I can see questions here. So building a press kit or press room. A press kit is one-stop shop for everything a journalist or influencer will need to get a snapshot of your company. It's very important, same like boilerplate, to put all the things about your company in one place. You can put your press releases. You can put like founder videos, team photos, logos, screenshots. You can put everything, for example, in Dropbox or Google Drive on your website, and you can add the link to your press kit or press room to all the press release. And over here, you can see an example of that's a press room from Airbnb. Very simple. It's a huge company with just photos, logos, screenshots, movie, and that's it. So it's not really difficult, but you should have like you should have like a press kit in every single company with all the things like I said before. Measuring success. Yes. If you want to see your success in media, you need a tool that will measure that success. The first one is Brand24. It's a Polish, actually it's a startup. It's a Polish startup that identify conversations about, for example, your brand. So if you have an article in Pulse Business or Wired or Business Insider, definitely the tool is gonna find it. Or you can use a free tool like Google Alert. Works actually the same. You have to just put some phrases, and if Google find it, they'll just send it straight to your email. And NewsPoint, it's also Polish company, and it works exactly like Google, but I have to pay for it, and I think it's a little bit better than Google. And I think that's it. I mean, like that are like the basics of media relations, what you have to remember that media relations, that's a process. It's not it's not like one night stand. You have to build a relationship. You have to prepare the press release. You have to build a relationship with all the writers, all the journalists. That's the part one of media relations. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me about anything you want.
Are there any more tools to monitor the web apart from the one you mentioned?
A lot of them. A lot of them. I mean, like there are different types. For example, if you want to analyze, for example, like press, like paper, then you need a special tool. In Poland, we have Instytut Monitorowania Mediów. Yeah? That's the name, and it's a different one because like paper is a paper. It's a different way to to search the keywords. So, for example, ZMM is press service, Senti1, a lot of tools.
And monitor your brand worldwide, let's say. Is brand 24
Yeah,
now?
yes, brand 24 is okay. Newspoint works only for Polish websites and for Polish internet, and Google is like worldwide.
And one more question from the beginning of the presentation. So, well, isn't if you start doing press release to various topics, various newspapers, is it have to be a constant process then? Because when you do such things and you send information about your company to newspaper, then you have to do constant.
Yeah, exactly.
Quite a lot of time, I would say, to maintain this process.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to show you.
Because you mentioned that you should inform the press about basically everything what's happening in the company. So, for instance, first part we need to end in the company actually doing everything else instead of not everything else instead, but doing those press releases instead of everything else.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, you have to, of course, you should prepare like a communication plan. For example, when you want to launch your company, or when you want to launch your product. So you have to, I mean, like you can plan your like public relations like strategy, for example, but I mean, like you can say like only like one press release a month or one press release every 2 months. So you don't have to do like twice a week or 4 times a week. And don't do it. I'm like, don't send like 5 press releases a week. And I've heard from my friends, who work in newspapers that they get so shitty press releases every single day. So don't do it. Once a month, once every I don't know, once 2 months. It's okay. You don't have to do it every single week. You have to remember that you need the news. You don't, like Tuesday you have some shitty information.
There's a question. There's a remark that can question be repeated to the microphone before after I answer it. I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay. So the question was how often? Yeah, that was the question.
How often is it kind of
Yeah, how often should we send press releases to media? Do we have to do it like every single week, or can we just do it once a month or once in 2 months? So of course it depends, but usually once a month is okay. Of course, if you're like I don't know, if you're like an Apple or Airbnb, you can do it much more often, but once a month is okay. Because first, come on, like you need some time to prepare a press release. You need like 1 day to prepare a press release. Then you send it. Then you have to send it to media, and then for the follow-up process, sometimes you need like a week, or sometimes even like 2 weeks. How can we communicate the company to investors, business angels? VC? Any hints about how to create catchy, successful presentation? investors deck. To investors, so just ask yourself what kind of media or like what kind of newspapers do they read. In Poland, they read Puls Biznesu, Parkiet, Forbes. So if you want to communicate to the investors, we have to send press releases about our company to newspapers like I said before. How to create a catchy, successful presentation for investors. There are a lot of hints on the internet. I mean, like a pitch deck, like a presentation deck for investors. There are a lot of examples in the internet. I'm in love with the first pitch deck from Airbnb. It's very simple, just 7 slides, but it shows everything. So I don't know if I have like only if I have some like hints. You have to look internet. Any more questions? What do you think about startup documenting their progress on their own blog video section? Tell me anyway. Yes, of course. That's like blogs, videos. That's a part of public relations today. I told you only about media relations, blogs, and like content marketing, because blog is like content marketing, and blogs, of course, are nowadays are very important to to be an expert, to show what we know about our industry or what we think about the future, what we think about the trends. So I think it's really important. Videos, same. But remember that if you want to write a blog, if you want to write a blog, it must be really good blog. Don't write about anything. Write about important things or important trends, or yeah, just be an expert. Don't write same things like others do. It will not be any way. What's worth documenting that way? Don't understand that last question. What's worth documenting that way?
Kind of events in the company, like
Maybe. Any more questions? Maybe you have some questions.
Zadawali po polsku. Macie jakieś kolejne pytania?
Maybe Marcin in the chat like has some more questions.
Okay, so as long as we are rather the hardworking society, so I hope that you have a possibility still to ask questions, to Kuba, as we are not finished yet. But it would be easier if you ask them in Polish. We can just like leave the chat ongoing. What do you think, Marcin? Yeah. Just to be able to have a little bit of a discussion. Could be easier if we do it in Polish. Those of you who are online, just please ask the questions. The final call. If not, you can also write them in the email. That would be useful as well. What can I say? Of course, thank you very much. It was excellent. Yeah, and then obviously we will follow up with this topic as well. So, Anya, can we get the presentation? Yes, of course, we can get the presentation. Everything will be available on the website, Digital Twisters, both PowerPoint presentation from today's webinar and the previous ones, and also the today's event. So those of you who did not attend and you know that someone would like to listen to the webinar, they will be that will be possibility to download it to listen to it later. So
Yeah, and of course, and you have any ideas for the next webinar, or if you have some needs, just let us know.
yeah,
For example, like about content marketing or blogs, because nowadays it's very important. Like in communication, we can prepare something for you. So if you have any suggestions, just let us know. We'll think about it.
yeah, yeah. So thank you again one more time, and then right now we just like have an internal session with Q&As with you guys who are offline, so which means in the office. So cheers, thank you, goodbye. Perfect.
Okej, trochę krótko chyba, co?